Hey everybody. So today I want to talk about how I believe that talent is one of the most misused words in today's society, really. And to explain that, I'll be talking about my experiences with the Olympic Development Program for water polo. And I'll be first telling you about what my mindset was like before I attended this ODP program. Second, I'll be talking about the actual experience of the program itself. And the third, how it affected me for the rest of my life. So getting into it, leading up to when I first attended this program in high school, I was at risk of sounding like a huge egotistical narcissist. I was a really talented kid. I did really well in school. I did really well in sports, and I was doing well in music as well. I didn't really practice super hard. Really, I just kind of showed up and did my thing, and you could say I was a talented kid, as I heard a lot. And honestly, I didn't really care or put any true effort into anything in my life, really, because I just would go through the movements and I would come out successful. And that's until my coach recommended me and my best friend go try out for the Olympic Development Program. At which point, well, it was the first time in my life that I didn't feel like the most talented person in the room or the pool. Anyways, the actual practice itself was over like 100 of the best high school players in Southern California, all in the same pool. We're all running workouts, running drills, and you're just trying to impress like a big staff of coaches, and they're making live cuts at the time. So it's like a really competitive, really gritty program. There's no friends. You're just trying to stand out as much as you can. And I remember initially thinking how amazed I was by the quality of all the players around me. I was always like a local high school star. But then when I came out to this, I was like, wow, this is these kids are not just as talented as me, if not more. But you could tell that they really work hard, and they want this. They had that work ethic and that drive, and that's really what separated, I think, me and my friend from those big top name players. And I remember feeling like the deepest shame as my ego completely disappeared, and I hated myself for not taking practices and taking workouts seriously that I had attended beforehand. And while talent alone might have carried me up until that point, it wasn't until that day when I realized that you need such a strong work ethic and determination to really make use of that talent, or else really that talent is meaningless, because there's always going to be someone out there with just as much talent, if not more, that works twice as hard as you. And that's kind of what I realized that day. And even when we got the results back, and me and my friend had made the B team, that was like a huge wake up call. That was the first time in my life I was like, I've never been on the B team before, and it sounds dumb, but it really inspired me to work hard in all the other aspects of my life. I began to put in extra time. I realized if there's something that you like and there's something that you're passionate about, you have to attack it, and you have to give all your time to it. Especially if you're talented at it, because if you're talented, you already get up to that baseline acceptable level pretty quickly. But it's only at that point that you can really work and refine your craft, whatever it is, whether it be athletics or music or even academics. You have to get to a certain level before you're able to really refine it, and you have to work twice as hard past getting that acceptable level to really get exceptional at it. Anyway, so I talked about my mindset previous to the ODP program, and then I told you what it's like to experience a truly competitive, cutthroat program. And finally, I talked about some of the lessons that I learned from it that carry on and have brought me to where I am today. Lastly, I want to end with a little quote from Kevin Durant, which I am not a huge fan, but he drops some wisdom here, and he says that hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. So that's another point of where I'm saying is, even if you're talented, even if you're not, work ethic and determination really truly determines and is what I think is talent. Okay, thank you guys so much. Have a great night.